Bobby Fazio.
Hello and welcome, Driver Interviews with Bobby Fazio. I am Bobby Fazio, and today is Tuesday, December 27th, 2022. Is this the last Tuesday in December? I think it is. This could be the last show of 2022. Yes, it is, because New Year's Eve is on Saturday. Does anybody have any plans? I don't. New Year's Eve's overrated once you get in your 30s, and I'm going to actually hit my 40th birthday in about 6 months. So now New Year's Eve for me is like, I don't know, you sit on the couch and watch a movie and hope you can stay awake until the ball drops. A lot different than it was 10 years ago for me, that's for sure. But anyways, how's everybody doing out there? Comment, say hello. Driverinterviews.com is the website. Go to my website, click the subscribe button, subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's a form of sponsorship without costing a penny to you. It helps me out and helps YouTube play my videos to more people. And the more views I get, the more the videos spread. It's like, exponential growth for anybody that's in the stock market or has money in the bank using compounding interest. I teach that stuff all the time because I'm a math tutor, in case you didn't know yet. You can get shirts, you can get stickers, you can sponsor the show. And we have quite a few new sponsors, and I am very blessed and honored to be able to use their names. You saw some of their logos there in the intro video. You can donate. I'm not a huge fan of the donate, but people do donate, and I really appreciate it. And if you do donate, I always shout your name out on here because it's a huge help to me, helps me get out to more races. So thank you very much. At Driver Interviews on Facebook and Instagram. And then last week I said, let's start creating our own hashtag for stock and super stock. And we're going to call it The Car Show, okay? Because we are the car show. So if you post anything on Instagram, any picture, any video, any reel, anything you do that pertains to stock and super stock or your car, use that hashtag, The Car Show. Let's take it over. It's going to be ours. It's going to be our hashtag. And anybody that follows that hashtag is going to know where the car show is taking place. Okay. Drag Insights, as always, is one of the main sponsors of this show. It's also one of my projects. So go to draginsights.com and sign up. All you need is an email address and check out the new stats. I'm actually going to go into 2 new features today and show you just 2 screenshots of how they work. Because I think they're really cool. I'm excited about it. We're always making progress on this app to try and help all the sportsman racers try to, up your game, level out the playing field. I don't really care about leveling out the playing field because it's all about how hard you want to work, but it's some extra tools for you to work with, right? One time, 5 people had weather stations. Now you go to the track, everybody's got a weather station. So that's the way I feel about Drag Insights. Start using it now before everybody else does. Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. If you are a cool drag racer, you got a stick shift, check out Rob Youngblood, advancedclutches.com. Give him a call, go on his website, talk to him. He's very knowledgeable. Need insurance for your race ride or your classic car? Hit up Don Kennedy. Don Kennedy at 602-284-6240 or 1donkennedy@gmail.com. Race car insurance, you don't need it until you need it. So check it out. And then, as I said earlier, CP Carrillo and Total Seal have joined my show. They are sponsoring me in 2023. So thank you very much, CP Carrillo and Total Seal. CP Carrillo, get a hold of Nick Diaz. He's the one that I talk to when I order pistons, rods, pins, whatever you need there. Total Seal, get a hold of Lake Speed. We're going to have a tech episode with Lake Speed coming shortly because he has a ton of knowledge to share related to oil, anything friction related, piston rings. Lake Speed is the man. You may have seen his episodes on Facebook that he's doing with Total Seal. But we did a tech episode with him when I was at Class Racing Today podcast. I think we went for about an hour and 20 minutes, and then we had to stop because Lake had to get into a meeting. And I just felt like there were things that we didn't even get to cover. So I want this to be like the continuation of that podcast because he has so much knowledge, and we can learn a lot about ring packages, the friction, temperatures, reducing temperatures, oil viscosities, and so much more. So we will get to that. Let's see who's out there. All right, hoping for a better 23. Yes, Richard, I know you were going through stuff, and I hope all is well. So, Richard, I hear you. Let's do it. Let's all do it. Tim Barrett, how you doing, buddy? And Tim, I hope you and wife are doing well, wife Linda. And I hope 2023 treats you guys very well. Walt Walker, one of my most loyal listeners, and just one hell of a nice guy. Love talking to. I'll call Walt Walker for like a 5-minute conversation that'll turn into an hour and 25 minutes, and then I'll be like, oh my God, where'd the time go? I got to go, Walt. We can continue this later. So, Walt, how you doing, buddy? Nick Ryder's listening always. Thank you, Nick. I appreciate it. Ken Lee. Yeah, I am, dude. It has been so cold up here in New Jersey. This was the coldest Christmas in like 2 decades, by the way. That's what they told us. So, my God, my heat has just been running and running and running. And I don't even want to know what that electric bill is going to be at the end of the month. Pete, what's up? Pete's not in Aruba or Cancun today. He's probably just back in like measly old San Diego, California. He went from 80-degree temperatures to 75. So hope you're enjoying yourself, Pete. All right, let's get into it. Gainesville entry list opens tomorrow. Who's ready? I don't know how it's going to open because NHRA event reg is still not working. I went on that website today, about an hour ago, and it's still not up. So if anybody knows anything, let me know. Are we still registering grade 8s tomorrow for Gainesville? Because I'm running stock eliminator there. I'm driving Brian O'Toole's 89 Mustang convertible, N stock, automatic, one of those classes. I don't know yet. I have to do some math and calculate how much weight we'll have to add or subtract from the car. And I see what happens. I'm still not sure if I'm running it at the Baby Gators because Brian might be running it there. He's still waiting to hear from his pal on what car he's going to be running there. So I don't know if I'm going to be down in the area for like 2 weekends in a row or just one weekend for the Gator Nationals, but I can't wait to get there. 3 more months, I think, right? Or 2.5 months until that happens. December, January, February, March. Yeah, a little less than 3 months, about 2.5 months. So looking forward to that. The good weather, I'm sure, will be there, praying for no rain. But what is that going to do to our averages? Right? That's the thing everybody's been worried about. 65 under, 64.9 and under doesn't count anymore for your average, for reducing your average, I should say. So something that I'm like entertaining, that I'm working on, that I've been thinking about on Drag Insights, by the way, is maintaining combo averages. I think that would be a huge hit and help all of us see what our averages actually are. So believe me, it's back here right now. It's going through the pipes, and eventually it will come out the front, and I'll have a good solution for that. But I did, since I just brought that up, I did want to tell you guys about 2 new features in Drag Insights. And James, the registration will be open tomorrow. Be ready. All right. I have to check and see what time that is. I'm on East Coast time. I know it's based on West Coast time, so I got to be ready because last year it filled up in like 8 minutes. Tom, have a healthy and blessed 2023. Keep us old super stalkers updated. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll do my best. I might have a life-changing sponsorship in 2023. I was in contact with a company that we kind of all know and love, and they said they really like what I'm doing, and they want to get me out to more races to do more of it. And they wanted to help. They kind of blew away what I'm asking for in my sponsorship proposals and said, we're willing to do this. So just have a couple more conversations with them, and that would be great. I'll be able to get out to more races, and it'll help keep the show going. And I am really, really looking forward to that. But sorry, not to get off topic there. Tomorrow the entry list does open. Yes, I know, Pete. The combo. The combos. Everybody has to input their combos unless I start getting that, data from somewhere. People switch classes. People do a lot of things. You have to know what that combo was for that weekend that just took place in order to keep those averages, up to speed, right? So like I said, working on it. But here is one new feature I do want people to know about. The heads up feature. It's the new tab in the program of Drag Insights. You can go to a racer. You can sort that racer's class and year and find out how many heads up runs they've been in, what their average elapsed time is in those said heads up runs, what their win percentage is, and what their fastest under the index run is. So their quickest run in a heads up situation. You can also look up their quickest runs in qualifying. There's a qualifying tab to the left there, if you can see that. Their quickest qualifying time. And then in actual eliminations, their quickest elimination round. I do like keeping the heads up runs as somewhat of a separate database, as not to skew average elapsed times and average reaction times. Because if you're really fast in a heads up situation, you might sit on the tree a little longer in a manner in which you would not do in an elimination round paired up against a car not in your class. You know, quote unquote bracket race, you wouldn't sit on the tree because you think you could win that round. So that's what I like about the heads up run and kind of keeping that in a separate database. I think it's very helpful at this point in time to plan ahead. One other feature are the year-end features, the year-end reports, I should say, year-end reports that we're putting together. This has not been released quite yet. Still working on this, should be out by the end of the week. But you can run a report, you can sort by class, and you can see who's the quickest elapsed time, which is what I sorted by here. Quickest elapsed time of the year. And B-Stock Automatic is what I selected. So Jim Boudreau had the quickest elapsed time of the year. Second place there, Ben Line, Bob Moran, and then Jerry Emmons under there. And as you can see, there are 72 B-Stock Automatic drivers in the database for this year, for 2022. So another cool feature, you can sort by their reaction time. You can sort by a number of different things. So I just think these features, again, you can kind of size up your competition. This is especially helpful before going to run class somewhere, before going to Indy, before going to those baby gators and, you know, trying to win class there. It's a big turnout there. So you got to be ready. More tools in the box, you know, the more damage you can do out on the track. So check it out, draginsights.com. Get your free subscription there. All you need is an email address. Those two features that you see right there will be premium features. So that will be the part of the paid features. New decals coming out, by the way, for all the premium members who are interested in contingency. So thank you, Pete. Yep, year-end reports feature should be out by the end of the week. Check that out. I was messing with it this morning, and you know, you go down rabbit holes. I'm looking up all these different classes. I was looking up my class, K-Stock Automatic, trying to see who, you know, is faster than me, who was faster than me this year, and who's slower than me, and see, you know, how much I have to improve. Of course, that Jim Marshall at Indy this year going 11:24 in K Automatic really took the wind out of my sails. So sometimes you might get sad after you see a year-end report. Just beware. So, yep, Gainesville, year-end reports. There you go. How about Dallas, the new home for the JEGS All Stars? What do you guys think of that? Comment. I've never been to the Dallas Motorplex in my life. It's actually in Ennis, Texas. Billy Meyer owns the track from what I remember. I've heard that it's not is it one of those facilities that was really nice in like 1986 or whatever when it was built, but it's kind of getting a little bit run down now and needs a little bit of repair. Somebody who races there on a regular basis, let me know. It is somewhat of a centralized location, I think. I think St. Louis might have been a good spot, but I'm sure there's reasons why they chose Dallas. Maybe the time of the year, maybe it's easier to count the points up. I do know that JEGS, I felt like they weren't being well represented at Indy. There's too many classes. They were running them at 10 o'clock at night in front of no spectators. I don't think the return on investment for JEGS was quite there. So I hope this is better. I hope JEGS had a say in this. Maybe JEGS wanted this. I don't know. Comment if you know anything. All right. I would like to know how we got Ennis, Texas as the new location for the JEGS All Stars. And comment anybody that races there. Let me know what that place is like. I've never been there. I've been wanting to go. Maybe I'll make it there this year and check it out because I know it's at the end of the year. It must be nice to live on the West Coast. Going to test in Tucson, but the weather's turning out for the worse. I don't know what bad weather is in Tucson. Is it raining there? Is it cold? Does it ever rain there? Let me know. Is Tucson an altitude adjusted track too? Because I can't remember. But good luck, Dennis. I love your car. So good luck testing it. Let me know how you do. Walt, if they do something about the dusty pits, it will be great. But that is a big if. So the pits are very dusty in Dallas. Okay. So are you just on like rocks and stones the whole time and just flinging up dust? Is that the deal there? I hate pitting on rocks and stones. I hate pitting on grass, but I think I'd rather be on grass than. Oh, doesn't that make you cringe when when you just came back from a run or you're going to a run and you're driving on those stones and you just hear them flicking up under the car? It's just like my OCD kicks in and you gotta. It's got to be cleaned now. It's got to be cleaned. I don't like it. So is that what Dallas is like? Somebody let me know. The stampede of speed is the driving force. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, Bobby Bennett, Competition Plus, I believe. That is the week long. What do they have? A divisional. They have the national. It's all in that week there. So that's like a big deal for them, and hopefully they make money off of that. Hopefully it promotes our sport and a win-win for everybody. Maybe they'll get some revenue in from that. They'll improve on that dust problem. So let's see. Watching from sunny Florida. Oh, good luck, or lucky you, I should say. Good luck. Yeah, good luck down there. I hope you don't get a hurricane, but lucky you. Probably in like 80-degree weather. Gainesville testing. So if anybody wants to go test there before the Gators, I guess that's a good place to do it. Is the JEGS event going to be part of the Stampede of Speed? That could add excitement. I like big things for us being part of national events where the big crowd is, but you know me, I'm always trying to be in front of the crowd because it helps our cause. It helps us get more sponsors, contingency sponsors. All right, thanks, Bobby. Good stories on Competition Plus, by the way. I'm always reading them. Keep them coming. So Dallas, home of the JEGS All Stars. All right, now, for anybody that doesn't know, and I'm sure you do, Warren Monteith makes these awesome replica cars. I've seen people get them made for a couple years now, and I was always envious, and I wanted one of my own. And Warren was able to accommodate me this year, and I mean, he does such great work. Sometimes his waiting list, is kind of long, but I was lucky enough to get in, and he got me taken care of. So he did our family's '65 Mustang, super stock car, and it came out really nice. It was a great gift. We surprised our dad with it, on Christmas Day, and he really loved it. So, I mean, the attention to detail is wonderful. That hood comes up, and I didn't take a picture of it, but the engine bay looks the way it does in real life. The coil, proper color and location, the plug wires, you can see a little mini, the carburetor and the air cleaner base is there. It's just such a cool work of art that Warren does. So thank you, Warren. That was really a nice gift, and my dad really appreciated it. My dad, believe it or not, it was 1964, and he was born in 1956. He was 8 years old, I guess, or about to turn 9, went to the World's Fair. So our grandfather took them to Canada and the World's Fair up in New York, and my dad saw the Mustang, the '65 Mustang, spinning on like a turnstile, I guess, and thought, man, what a cool car. And then lo and behold, in like the late 80s, I guess it was 87 or 88, when I was in kindergarten or preschool, one of those, he acquired this '65 Mustang super stock car. It was a super stock car when he got it, and we've had it ever since. So pretty cool to see something when you're 8 years old and say, man, that would be really cool to own one of those one day, and then to do it, 24 years later. I think, I want to start living like that more, gives you something to strive for. So way to go, Dad. I'm glad you bought that car, and I'm glad I get to drive it all the time because it's one hell of a car and it's fun to drive. So thanks, Pete. Yep, Dad was excited. And 23 years there, Bobby. All right, nice. And you met Stocks and Martin at that same World's Fair, so you were there too? Maybe cool. Like, it's probably funny that you guys cross paths. You ever imagine how many people you cross paths with before you actually met them, like introduced to them? I sometimes wonder that about my wife. We were in the same building multiple times in our lives before we ever met each other, and I wonder how many times we may have walked past each other, how many times she probably checked me out and said, man, what a stud. I wish I could get that guy's phone number. Probably happened like at least 20 times before I finally took the time to say, hey, my name's Bobby Fazio. I'm about to change your life. Yeah, right. I didn't say that. But anyways, I always wonder that. Okay. Jerry Eckman. Everybody remember Jerry Eckman, Pennzoil. He was driving a Pennzoil Pro Stock car when I was growing up. He passed away at the age of 80 from Alzheimer's disease, I heard. So Jerry Eckman, rest in peace. I always thought he was cool. I was a little young when the whole something happened with him. What was it? Nitrous or like a carburetor exploded and they kind of caught on to something that he was doing. Somebody like enlighten me now. It's been so many years. Like I finally found out what like happened with the whole Glidden story recently, and now I want to know with what happened with Jerry Eckman. I always thought he was cool when I was young. He wasn't much taller than me, so anybody that's short was already like up on my like cool list. And I know he was like a Vietnam like veteran too. I saw pictures of him like in the service. So anybody that's in the service is always again up on my cool list. And fortunately for me, I race stock and super stock eliminator, which has a lot of service members. So I mean, people get starstruck in front of celebrities, and I've met a lot of celebrities in my lifetime. I get more starstruck in front of like a Vietnam veteran, to be honest with you. They went through hell and things that I'll never ever imagine. And to me, they deserve to be like I'd rather have their autograph. So Jerry Eckman, sorry, get away from that table. Jerry Eckman, rest in peace, sir, and thank you for your service. But yeah, somebody comment and let me know what actually happened with Jerry Eckman back in the day. I would like to know. Like I said, though, with the freezing temperatures here in Jersey, up in the Northeast, anybody that's in like the Dakotas, I mean, brutal. What are you guys doing to winterize your cars? I mean, are your cars up for the challenge? Have you run some antifreeze through there? Have you loosened up your valve springs? Do you take your batteries out of your car? Like I always take the battery out of the car, put it inside the house for the winter, and put it back in. As we get closer to racing season, did you fog your motors? Do you take spark plugs out and WD-40 all the cylinders? Let me know what you guys do. You're probably doing something that I'm not doing, and I want to know. I want to know if I'm like missing the boat on something. Do you spin your motors over every so often just to keep them lubricated? If you keep them in a garage, if you keep it in a heated garage, that's wonderful. Let me know. It's interesting to know. Foggett, I know, was at PRI. Never got to their table though, but that's something I don't fog. We don't fog our motors after a race weekend. We put them away. We might, depending on how long they're going to get put away for. Carburetor usually gets like serviced or just gets somewhat lubricated. Check the bowls if it's going to be like a week or two, and we just make sure we always check our floats before firing the car up, the super stock car up after like a long week or so. So let me know what you guys are doing there, and let me know how that Foggett product is working. Marvel Mystery Oil, what everybody uses in between races. I'm curious, and maybe that's something else we can ask Lake Speed as well, what he recommends for the Total Seal rings. Thank you, Bill Marshall. I appreciate it. Yep. Thank you for your service. Walt Eckman had a nitrous hidden in the oil sump and it exploded in the pits. All right. That'll do it. That's a shame. But that nitrous thing, that was big deal, right? In pro stock in those years, was this like late 80s, early 90s, something like that? Heard multiple stories about that. Would like to hear more. New engine built by Glenn Briglio. Oh boy. As if you couldn't go any faster, Tim. Great. But you better be careful. You better weigh that engine down by an extra 200 pounds. Wow, this one's so big it's covering my face. But heading to New Year's at the Grove Friday. Yeah, Maple Grove is having a race, a street race. I don't know if it's street cars only. And it looks pretty cool. I think they're going to have it on Friday, December 30th. They were supposed to have it on New Year's Eve, but the forecast doesn't look all that great. Yeah, factory, the FX cars. Yeah, how about that Jeff Turk, right? He was a big hit there at PRI, but I can't wait to see his car get out there. He's a heck of a nice guy. That poor guy was talking to people constantly. His voice had to be, that guy had to be drinking tea and honey every day at PRI. because he was talking to so many people. So many people were asking about that car, and I'm excited about that class too. I believe there was a nitrous explosion that hurt a couple people years ago that started the nitrous calamity, right? And AMSOIL, fogging oil, I spin the motor over 1 to 2 times a week. All right, I need to be more disciplined about that, but I don't live with the cars. I'm in New Jersey. The cars are in Pennsylvania. So I do try to get up there every weekend because my wife works weekends and my stepson goes with his father on the weekends. It's, nice for me to go try and be near my race car on the weekends and give it some attention, some love. Tender love and care. Darrell Alderman and Scott Jeffrey had a major intake explosion. I've heard about that one. I know that they were really dominating in those early 90s, 91, 92, somewhere around there. I saw Christmas Day, Warren Johnson was testing valve springs on Christmas Day. He is the professor. Thought it was kind of weird that on Christmas Day you wouldn't be hanging out with your family and doing like stuff like that. But, he works hard. I didn't even know he was still like doing stuff. Who's he working for? Is he working on engines for active pro stock racers right now? What's the deal? Who does he do R&D for? Somebody let me know. Curious. So anyways, let me know how you're winterizing your cars. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know about everything I said comment on, because I say it about a lot of things because I want to know. I got my coffee mug here. One of my little Christmas presents. So I like this bad boy. It turned out really nice. And it says driver interviews on this side. I might have to get some more gadgets. By the way, let me know. I'm wearing a CP hat right now, but I don't have any driver interviews hats. So if anybody knows who makes hats, let me know. I have a shirt producer, but they lack in the hat department. So let me know if I should get like embroidered hats or hats that like the logo sticks on. Somebody who knows more about that, comment and let me know, because I don't know where to get hats. And I feel like I would like to have, a hat when I'm at the track. I don't like not wearing one. I like sun hitting me in the face all day. Hurts. All right, Gary. Merry Christmas to you too, pal, and Happy New Year. Have fun. Let's go racing. I know I can't wait. However, I don't have an engine yet, so I need it to. I do need these next couple months for us to get our engine ready to go. He is doing a bunch of LS stuff. Last time you went by his shop, but it's been a year or so. Oh, Warren Johnson, I guess. All right. Sounds good. And Mark Kirby. All right. Thank you. Mark Kirby's a fellow class racer, so he can make hats. Thank you, Pete. I'll have to hit up Mark Kirby. All right. So, guys, that's about it. Like I said, use the hashtag #TheCarShow if you would. Not much else going on. Comment. Let me know. If I missed anything today, Happy New Year to all of you. Thanks for tuning in, as always. And be on the lookout for driver interviews. I will get back on track with them, I promise, because I have so many of them to crank out. Who's up next? Let me see. I can tell you right now. Darcy Clark. Darcy Clark is up next, and that is well-deserved. And that's going to be a 2-4, all right, because he's got 2 cars. We're going to learn about both of them. And his super stock car, I believe, was the first one off the assembly line, the first lightweight Plymouth Savoy for racing, 64 Plymouth Savoy, and interesting story behind that. So I'm looking forward to that. I got lots of work to do, lots of editing and cutting. I hope you all enjoyed Jerry Eckman's interview. Check that one out. Share it with your friends. Share it with 1 million of your closest friends, which is what I always say, right? All right, so keep me updated. The hats thing, I think we got solved. Thank you, Pete. The car show hashtag. Thank you to all my sponsors. I appreciate it. Hit up Warren Monteith if you need a model. Check out Drag Insights if you want to see the new Heads Up database and the new year-end reports that are coming out. The year-end report's coming out the end of this week, I believe. Heads Up database is already in there, so check that out. What else? I think that's it. All right, guys. Be careful. Have fun. Be safe this weekend. Hopefully this weather warms up.